Hey everybody, it's Nick again. I got a couple announcements to read off before we get into the episode. I know I won't keep you very long. It's already a long enough show as it is. So wonderful to interview you guys, and I just hope I did you justice. It was a little last minute for us. It was basically just me, two turntables, and a microphone, and I don't know why I was carrying those turntables around. They just slowed me down. But my co-host got sick halfway through the con and he couldn't help me out with the interviews. So yeah, you guys were all just absolutely great. Not all of you were on here. We just couldn't use all the audio for you guys. Some of it was lost. Some of it is just too noisy, too much distortion. The quality was not there. If I interviewed you and you're not on the podcast, it is not your fault. It is mine. We will be more prepared next time, I promise. And there will be more cons, that is for sure. In fact, we will be at PlatCon, it turns out, as special guests, on March 4th through 6th. So come check us out. If you're there, we'll be running some panels. We'll have our own booth. We'll be doing interviews on the spot. We'll be having a lot of fun. So, hopefully see you there. Yeah, you guys were just awesome, to talk to and hang out with. And and thank you for all the emails and concern for the podcast. Special thanks to Andrew. Just emailed me out of the blue just to make sure that my audio recordings went well. Andrew runs a series on YouTube called Mass Effect Redemption. I checked it out. It looks like it's like fan fiction set to audio, like a radio play fan fiction. It's actually pretty cool. The actors he's got playing Shepard and Anderson actually do a pretty good impression of the voice actors. And of course, a very, very special thank you to Janet Varney for doing the interview with us. It's actually opened up a lot of exciting possibilities for us. And just letting us interview at your autograph panel was unbelievably helpful. That's where we met the PlatCon coordinator. Many wonderful opportunities that we wouldn't have gotten without Janet. So thank you so much again. And I'm in the works for it now, but we're going to do a little something next episode to thank you for it. So keep an eye out for that. As far as Janet goes, I don't know if you guys have ever had the privilege of meeting a hero of yours and having them turn out to be just as cool as you think they are. It was an unbelievably special experience for me to be able to talk with her one-on-one like that, and just to see what a down-to-earth, nice person she is. And Janet, if you're listening, thank you. And also, while you're listening to this, you should be working on Sketchfest. If you guys Sketchfest, go to their website. It's in January 7th through to the 24th. It's going to have some of the funniest people on the face of the planet there. I wish I could go. I unfortunately do not have the budget for that kind of trip right now, but maybe next year. We would love to go to that, but just because I can't go doesn't mean you guys can't go. Just check it out on the Sketchfest website. While you're at it, check out her podcast, The JV Club. It's one of my personal favorites. One of the podcasts that inspired me to want to, be a podcaster and do my own podcast. So now let me stop talking and we will get to the show. Oh my God.
What?
Travis!
What?
Travis, your hair!
What?
It's getting spikier by the minute!
No! What do we do? It's pointing!
Oh my God!
Nick?
Yeah, what?
Your eyes.
What?
They're getting rounder.
Oh my God! The Animania! It's spreading! We must stop it! How can we stop it?
I think the only way to stop it is to let it go its course. I think we have to go to...
Daishocon! This episode of Unapologetic Ego is going to be a little different. We're going to be splicing in a little bit from us, and then we're going to be going to interviews. A lot of great interviews with cosplayers, the artists, the fans at Daishocon. I can't even express how great all the people were there. I mean, I don't think I ran into anyone that was surly or
even was having a bad day. Everyone was excited and was just having a great time. I don't know about you, like, what was your experience?
Yeah, I thought the same way. I mean, this is just such a place where people can go to be what they want to do for a day or for a weekend, and just everyone is having a good time because that's just where they want to be.
Yeah, you can definitely feel the passion when you're in a con like this. We got some great one-on-ones, some great one-on-threes, some great one-on-sevens interviews. So you'll have to forgive me of the varying audio quality. It was a little last minute. I'm running around with a single mic, throwing it in people's faces, so hopefully it comes out all right. How about we talk a little about our first exposure with anime before we get into the interviews? How about we go into like how we were first exposed to anime? Travis, you want to start?
Well, I think I'm probably very much like the rest of people, is that my first experience ended up being the fact that my grandparents had better television than I did. I'm not sure if that's just a general thing or if that's something specific to us.
That's funny you should say that. My grandparents, or my grandma in particular, had the greatest Ninja Turtle collection and all the greatest animated shows that, you know what, it never struck me until now. She had those just so I would come over. She wasn't watching Ninja Turtles unless she was the most awesome grandma ever. Maybe she was watching them in her off time, but yeah, that is strange. Does anyone else out there have that same theme? I would love to hear that. Any of your grandparents have a great video library? Send us a message.
So one of my grandmothers, they had the Nickelodeon Cartoon Network and all those good kids shows. My grandmother particularly loved Looney Tunes, so that's always what my sister and I watched there. But otherwise, we would catch Toonami.
Oh my god, Toonami! Love Toonami. Tom is great. Love Tom. I think that's probably a lot of people's stories how they got first exposed. At least people our age is probably Toonami.
Right. And so, it was back, the very original one where they're still playing random episodes of Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z. And so, just seeing that as younger and just being, oh wow, that's really cool, that's a different animation, that's fighting, it's just kind of epic.
Yeah, I love the intros that Toonami used to do. They had the best voice guy for the intro. I remember the Roni Kitchen.
He is known as Hidokiri Batosai, the Manslayer. In retribution for his deeds, he has taken an oath to protect the innocent and never kill again. But old memories seldom fade, and bad habits die hard.
This guy is great. I have no idea who did the voices for those previews, but yeah, they were great. Always made me want to watch what was up next.
That was always Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh, yep.
Was on there. Trigun, that's one of the first,
Trigun.
I would say, very, more gritty animes I remember watching.
You know what, I think that was actually on Adult Swim. But
it would be.
We should really talk about Adult Swim for a minute. Adult Swim is basically where I got exposed to, basically why I learned what actual anime was, and it's like, why do these cartoons look different? Adult Swim, first of all, what a great advertising campaign. Because anytime I'd see the Adult Swim ads, it would be, get ready for Adult Swim. Children, go to bed. It's a time for the adults. And I'd always feel like, oh, wait, what's coming on now? It's for adults only? Well, I gotta watch this. Brilliant marketing on their part. Always made me stay up way later than my bedtime to watch whatever came on Adult Swim. Not just the anime, but just stuff like Aqua Teen Hunger Force, C-Lab 2020, a bunch of great comedy shows like that. But it also had, Trigun, one of my first and very favorite animes, as well as some other ones. Inuyasha was one of the early ones.
Yep, I remember watching a few episodes of that when I was younger.
Yeah, absolutely. Some other ones I watched late night, and if you missed an episode, well, too bad. You had to get the next one. Witch Hunter Robin was on there.
There was Lupin the Third.
Yep. Oh, that's how I first originally watched Cowboy Bebop.
Oh yeah.
They ran that on there.
Yep.
Well, and they had great intros on that one too. All the jazz music playing while the action is going on.
Yeah, just one of the best intro songs.
One of the best intro songs of all time. One of the best animes of all time, in my opinion. I really like Cowboy Bebop. If it's not my top one, it's in my top 3. The first anime I actually ever watched, probably, at least I remember watching. We'll have to go into. I can go into that, but first, I'll just say that. I didn't realize that I wanted to be the very best. In truth, some would say, no one ever was.
Why? Why do you do this to me?
Well, what are you talking about, Travis? I'm just telling you that to train them turns out to be my cause. And I think you'd also know that I traveled across the land, searching far and wide. Okay, I'm done. It's fine. Each broken bone to understand the power that shine. Okay, we're done. Can't.
Are you sure?
Sing anymore? No, it's a goddamn earworm. Okay, I'm done. Yeah. Okay, that was a bad idea. You're totally right on that. Anyway, but yeah, one of the best theme songs that was way more epic than the actual show was.
Sadly, the fact that I'm pretty sure many people that watch the show can still sing most of that song.
I bet you as soon as I started, a lot of people already have it stuck in their heads. So sorry about that, listeners. Yeah, that was one of my earliest ones, and I watched that for a long time. It was a phenomenon, and it really made anime a lot more mainstream in the U.S. I remember having people trading Pokemon cards and doing Pokemon battles out in the playground, street style.
Oh yeah. Well, if you do remember before that was not the first time that happened. Before that, we had Tamagotchis.
Did we have? Oh, fuck yeah, you're right. I totally forgot about Tamagotchis.
Many people have, but they were actually in there. But I guess they didn't cause quite as big a stir as the Pokemon, because as soon as Pokemon came out, that's when they had to start issuing the rules.
What do you mean you pooped yourself to death? Fuck you, Tamagotchi! A lot of shows like that, like Pokemon, Digimon, the kid-friendlier shows really bring at least a lot of awareness to the anime culture. The shows on Adult Swim were great. Not a lot of people would watch them. They weren't in a great time slot. They were so late nights. Sometimes at like 1 a.m. in the morning. You'd have to be like really hardcore, like know what it is beforehand. So shows like Pokemon and Digimon really pump up the general awareness of anime in America.
Well, for Adult Swim as well, they had to go through like the first 2 time blocks were always like Family Guy and American Dad. So those were always the ones that, well, those would get public attention because they're popular. But then the actual anime always got pushed to the back.
Sure. And most people think, when they see animation, they think for kids,
Or poop humor. That's about it.
Yeah. And in Japan, that is just not the same. Not the same. There's so much. Well, I guess now we're getting a lot more adult animation, but for the longest time, if you wanted to see adult animation, anime was pretty much the only way you could go. Not a lot Western animation style that was doing a lot of adult material experience. I think we've gone on long enough about our first exposure. How about we go to a couple of the interviews, and we'll be back right after a couple of great interviews after this.
Oh, well, what do you want me to do?
Oh, I'm just going to ask you some stuff, and then you can, answer or spit in my face or whatever you feel like doing. Okay. What do you have in Janet's sign?
Episode come out today or something? No, tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow. Some DVD inserts. Oh, yeah, and apparently Janet, if she could have her favorite avatar animal be that she would make, it would be an otter and a hummingbird. So, I drew both versions of what that could be. More hummingbird, more otter, more hummingbird.
Oh, I love that. Oh, what a cute abomination of nature. I love it. Okay. I got how about you, Fred? Here, you are dressed up as from Gravity Falls, right? I forget his name. What is it?
Dipper Pines?
Dipper Pines. That's right, because he's got the Dipper tattoo, like birthmark on his forehead. I remember now. Is that? Did you make that cosplay yourself, or did you? Where did the materials come from?
I mean, it's mostly Goodwill, and then this is eBay because Goodwill is lame and doesn't have vests.
Sure. Yeah. So, and you're having her sign some DVD covers too?
Yep. I have a poster at home, but it's really small, so just wanted to bring DVD covers.
What's your favorite book?
Book 4. Balance is really, really good because it really, really shows the good and the bad sides, because she's trying to balance her depression and anxiety over not being able to actually take out the bad guy. So it really, really touched me to think that it's so relatable,
So are you, as Korra, your favorite character? Who's your favorite character on Avatar?
Oh god, there's so many amazing characters. I could look up to all of them. I mean, they all have absolutely amazing aspects. I mean, I love the way Mako will always head first go into anything, and Bolin, no matter how anybody's feeling, he will be there for them. He will make a joke, try to make people happy, and Korra will always try to finish no matter what. I mean, they're all really, really strong characters. And then Asami is so amazing, especially as a non-bender. She always tries her hardest to help the group, even though she will feel left out sometimes. But everyone always pitches in their part. So
Very cool. And do you have a favorite character?
Me, I like Korra. She's very sassy, and I'm very sassy, so we relate to that.
That's great. Do you guys have I've been asked a lot of people, they have cosplay pages they like to pimp or Facebook stuff. Do you guys want to pimp that on the podcast at all?
Sure. My cosplay page is Artemis Cosplay. I think my profile picture is Zuko right now. For the easiest way to
Very
find
nice.
it.
Which Zuko?
Prince Zuko when he had the longer hair.
The longer hair, okay.
After he joined the other three.
And how about you?
I'm Danny. I don't know my profile pictures, but my cosplay page's name is Corgi Butt Cosplay.
I like it a lot.
I really like corgis, and I kind of earned the nickname Corgi Butt among my friends, so it kind of stuck, I guess.
Captain Jack Sparrow.
I love it. Okay. I love is that you got the cup, the Fountain of Youth cup right there?
I do have the cup of Fountain of Youth. I'm searching for the Fountain of Youth. I don't know if you heard of that.
I have heard of it, and it looks like you've taken it, my friend, because you are looking great.
Oh, well, thank you. I like to think that I like to roll out of the bed and look fabulous once in a while.
I mean, there's something different about you, Jack. Did you change skin cream, something?
Oh, no,
You have a little bit of rosacea.
a little bit out in the sun a lot.
Yeah, been in the sun a lot.
He's been in this.
When you're out in the Caribbean,
When you're drunk on rum and you can't get anywhere and you don't want to get up and row on your boat or craft a carpet of sea turtles. I get it.
Exactly.
I love all the accessories here. Where did you get these accessories?
Well, I mean, it took a lot of time. It was about maybe, I want to say, roughly 2 to 3 years to get together.
Wow, 2 3 years just for this.
Just for this.
Wow. Well, to be fair, totally worth it. It looks great.
Thank you. I've loved this character, ever since I've watched the movies and everything, and I adore Johnny Depp as a person and everything, and it's my favorite character. So, I was like, if I had to pick one costume I wanted to go all out with, it would definitely be this one. And plus, hey, I get to have a couple of drinks and nobody notices because I'm Jack Sparrow.
Yeah. It's great. Maybe I can buy you a drink later because that would be great. I'd love to drink with Jack Sparrow. I feel like I should be able to say that in my life. Can I ask you something about your hair setup? Because
yes, I would actually love to talk about that. There's a person that goes by the name of Scott Blake.
Scott Blake.
Yes, and he did this completely all together, and he actually worked on the movies for Pirates of the Caribbean.
Really?
And he was an actor for the Disney attractions of like Jack Sparrow and he worked on this wig. So this is actually a legitimate, replica wig from the movie.
That's so cool.
It cost me a pretty penny.
I would imagine. The reason I ask about it is because I've been interviewing cosplayers all day, and the one thing they'll tell me is that they hate the wigs because they sit on your head, they get hot, they get itchy. Are you experiencing any of that?
No, I mean, he does this really good. It's very beautiful. I mean, it's really hot at times, but I've gotten used to it, actually. I'm kind of putting myself in the shoes of, like, Johnny Depp, particularly occasionally, and he's just like, yeah, this is hot. There was an incident where actually one of his wig, he loses it in the middle of the thing, and he's like, you know what, actually I kind of miss it because I'm so used to the dryness and the heat of the wig, but so.
I love it. Do you have a Facebook page or Instagram where people can see your costume or any previous cosplay?
I do. It is it's Captain's Log, the Rum Diaries on Facebook.com.
Okay.
That's where you can find me. And that's my page, and I update, I do videos, I do all that stuff, so,
That's great. Thank you for talking to me. Nice.
No, thank you. It's
nice meeting you.
Pleasure.
We'll move down the line here. Who wants to be next?
I'll go next.
Are you going to go next?
Sure.
Okay. What do you... let's get your name first.
My name's Kristen.
Very nice to meet you. What do you cosplay as?
I am doing a female Rock Lee from Naruto.
Oh my god, that's what it is. Okay, you have to forgive me because I've been doing that all day. Like the listeners are going to be really mad at me because this podcast should be, that's who you are. I've been saying that all day. I totally see it now. That's awesome. Do you do a lot of gender-bended cosplay?
I think, is this the first one? Oh yeah, I have a twin sister, and her and I did female version of Mario and Luigi, so Maria and Lucia, I guess. So I guess that's the only other gender bend I've done.
Twin sister. Is this
Yes.
Right here. Yeah. Oh, okay. I see it. I didn't see that, but now I see the face. I see. I totally see it. Why didn't I see that before? So, what are you looking forward to the most in the con? Is there an event you're looking forward to the most, or what's been the highlight?
So far, it's just been nice hanging out with friends and just being able to see everyone and just have fun together. So.
Yeah, I get that. All right. Maybe I'll move down the line here just a little bit. What's your name, my friend?
Me, I am Dan.
Dan, and he's sandwiched in between the lovely twins. I think I should notice. Man, you listeners are just. I can't imagine. I should ask you guys if you have a Facebook page or an Instagram so they can see how lovely you two actually are. Because audio is not going to quite pick it up. I mean, it could. Can you listeners hear how hot they are? Maybe. What was your Facebook page?
We don't have a normal fan page, but just Kristen and Erica Shugart. That's about all we got.
Sorry, we'll focus on you. I'm not. I'll just let you have the mic because I'm going to be busy fantasizing now. But
yeah, no worries. I don't have much going on.
This is Nick, still at Daishocon, late nights, Night Owls. This is the late 18-plus panels that we're hanging out in. I'm hanging out in line with Immortan Joe himself. What's your name, man?
My name is Carlton.
Carlton, I love it. I love the mask, and the whole outfit is really cool. Can you explain a little bit on what went into making this costume?
Well, what went into making this costume was Fallout 4 came out, and I didn't finish making the proper Immortan Joe. So I was sitting around on Sunday after not working on anything all weekend and thinking, what can I do? Well, it's at a water resort. I can do a beach day Joe.
Beach day Joe. Okay, I like it.
So even a warlord needs a vacation from time to time.
I love it. So I understand that you've listened to our podcast before. Well, what have you thought about it?
Mediocre.
Oh, come on, Joe. Oh, that's harsh. That's sad.
I can witness you to the gates of Valhalla, shiny and chrome.
Well, I guess I would appreciate that. This is Nick. I'm here with
Greg Straub.
And you are cosplaying as
Tony Stark.
And what a great cosplay it is. I had to do a double take because with the goatee and everything, it's like uncanny, like you could be a stunt double for in the movie. It was actually like a lot of the cosplayers here. You know, oh, that's great that they made it that anime character look real life, but you seriously look a lot like Robert Downey Jr. It's kind of creepy. Thank you. What went into your costume here? Because you not only got the goatee and the suit, this snazzy suit, but you have the arc reactor, LEDs lighting up and everything. What went into making this?
It is mostly the suit and the fact that my face looks like Robert Downey Jr. Yeah. And as soon as I darken my eyebrows, I think that's what really does it.
Well, and, you got that, and you got that. The hair is pretty much exactly right.
I happen to have the cheekbones and the forehead crease of Robert Downey Jr. So
that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's really uncanny. It's mesmerizing, really. Hopefully, maybe I'll see you at the bar later, and I can get a drink with Tony Stark.
Sure.
I already have a date with Jack Sparrow to get drunk with him.
I did see his. That was nice.
If we could do it both at the same time, that would be like a dream for me. I would love for the listeners at home to know that I'm looking at some great One Piece cosplay, and you were cosplayed as
Ace from One Piece, Luffy's brother.
Oh, that's great. I have not seen a lot of shirtless cosplay around. I don't know, but previous cons I've seen almost sometimes half the cosplayer is shirtless. But so you're one of the rare few this year.
Right? Rare few this year. I think it's just because it's winter now.
Yeah, that could possibly be it. It's for those of you listening at home, it snowed last night, so that was great. And you, my friend, are cosplayed as
Zoro from One Piece. They're pirates.
Oh, I love it. You got the 3 swords on your side there. Do they separate by themselves, or are they all connected?
No, it's all separate swords.
Oh, I see that. Okay, cool. Can you hold one in between your teeth? Yeah. And then the other two? Oh yeah, I know. I wish my co-host was here. He likes it. He can't get enough of it. He reads the manga all the time. He would be absolutely love it here.
My favorite One Piece characters.
Mine as well. I really dig the battle style that he employs. I like it a lot. Do you guys have a lot of people have been pimping their Facebooks or their Twitters or their cosplay pages that they have? I would appreciate it because then I could put a link up on our podcast Facebook page, and so people could see how great your costumes look. Do you guys have any pages you want to pimp?
Mine's actually on Facebook, so it's Facebook / Pinoy AJ0. And the 0 at the end is actually the number, not an O.
Mine is facebook.com/Calma Franco. It's just my name.
Okay. And you, sir?
Facebook.com/JohnRayC7.
Hey, would you any of you be interested in being on a podcast today?
Sure.
Yeah? Yes? Okay.
The number of podcasts I've been on is just doubled.
Just double. Were you on one recently today?
No.
No, not today. You've been on one before.
Yes.
So you know how this works?
Vaguely.
You're a pro then, okay.
Alrighty.
Well, you pretty much got just as much experience as me. I've had one episode go up on iTunes, so you and me have the same amount of experience, but I'm interviewing you, so I'm in charge.
Perfect.
You have, are you cosplayed as something? No? You got a lot of, equipment with you. What do you...
Poster I got signed, DVD I'm getting signed, other stuff I got signed.
Oh, it's all swag that you need signed by Janet.
My magic deck, stuff like that.
So, is this one of the things you're looking forward to the most? What are you looking forward to the most at this con?
It's been just hanging out with the voice actors. I've been going to all of Jamie Markey and Colleen Klinkenbeard's panels, and they've been a blast.
I've been running around so much, I didn't get a chance to see them. Are they good?
They're awesome.
Fuck. Okay. Oh, we swear on the podcast too. Or if we do we? I'll fix it in post.
Fuck it.
Absolutely. You know what? Yeah, we swear on the podcast. It's fine. Yeah, just to move down. Thanks for your time. Great meeting you.
Okay.
You were cosplayed as Rex in a Sailor Moon outfit?
Correct. Yes, that's
I really like it. What inspired you to make a cosplay like that?
We saw someone did it with the Darth Vader down Anime Midwest, and that's how we got inspired to do it.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay, do you have a Facebook page?
I do have a Facebook page.
That way my listeners can see it.
Yeah, Facebook page is Night Revan Crossplay.
Okay, that's great. I got to move down the line. Anything last you want to add?
Nope, thanks.
All right, thank you very much for your time. Would you be interested in being on a podcast today? Okay, good. Let's just ask your name. What's your name?
Sarah Rocha.
Nice to meet you, Sarah. I'm Nick.
Nice to meet you as well.
And you are cosplaying as?
Lilligant from Pokemon.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see it now. All right. I haven't watched Pokemon in a long time.
Generation 5.
Generation 5. I'm 2 generations behind on that. I couldn't afford to buy the new DSs just for the Pokemon games, so that's a shame. So is this your, how many cons is this for you? Which con is this?
Close to about my 12th or 13th.
12th or 13th, so you're a veteran.
Very much.
Oh, wow, okay, so you know the drill. Are you in online or not? Or no?
I'm my brother.
Your brother's in line for the Janet? Okay. So I was just saying if you were a fan of Korra or not.
Actually, I have been now that I've gotten to meet some of the actors and such.
Yeah, it's a great show. Have you watched all of it or any of it?
Working on it.
You're working on it right now? Where are you at right now?
Just started actually last night.
Okay, that's great.
I watched so many different ones now.
Sure, it's a great show. I'm sure you'll love it. What are you looking forward to the most in the con?
Usually the contest, see what others have been making. It gives me more ideas to try other items.
What's the coolest cosplay you see that's not your own?
I would honestly have to say there's been some. I'm trying to remember exactly which one was from. It was a Big Daddy cosplay.
That was going to be my answer. That I saw that later. The drill actually moves. It was crazy. I couldn't even believe how cool it was. I saw I think a similar one today with a Covenant or something from Halo that was also equally as cool. So yeah, that I noticed that as well.
Yeah, and just the detail work is incredible on those.
Oh yeah, it's great to see all the
level of detail people will put into their costumes. And I even got a little high off of people recognizing me because I put the N7 jacket on and I had people yelling at me yesterday, Mass Effect or Shepard. I'm like, yeah, I bought it from the store. I did not put anywhere near as much work as all these other people did, but even I was like, oh, that's cool. People recognize what I'm wearing on. I can only imagine it must be even better when people stop you and take a picture and stuff like that.
Yeah, makes it worth all the work you put in. But someone says, oh, hey, whatever your character is, and wow, you made this choice that people love it.
Podcast, it's Unapologetic Geek Out. I'm Nick, and I'm here with
Sophie.
Nice to meet you, Sophie. So you're a volunteer at Daishocon this year?
Yes, sir.
What does that entail?
I just volunteer. They're really short staffed this year, and stuff and things.
So what do they got you doing? Like running around?
Right now they have me working the lines for the signatures section, where you just keep the lines and check, answer questions when necessary. All that basic stuff just to help the staff that are actually working make their jobs a little bit easier on them.
I'll say you're also dressed up. Are you cosplaying as anything in particular?
Nope, just bought these today.
Just a kitty corset.
Just a
pirate?
Kitty fox thing. I don't know what it is. I'll figure it out when I decide.
You got the foxtail line. Okay, I didn't see that before.
There's foxtail in there.
So how are you liking the con so far?
It's my first time coming to this con specifically. Might
as well.
It's pretty nice. I mean, I enjoy it. It's a little different than the other cons I've been to. The game room's a little bit different. I've been to other cons where I've liked it a little bit more. I'm a gamer myself. I Twitch, so that's there.
You have Twitch? You want to pimp your Twitch channel?
Oh my gosh, it's twitch.tv/aimfue, AMEFUE. So, stuff and things.
That's great. That's great. Anything else you want to pimp, like Facebook page, Twitter, anything like that?
No, you can figure it out when you visit the Twitch page.
Let them figure it out themselves. They got to do some work, right?
Right. I can't help them with everything.
Or like it. I like the necklace. Did you buy that?
Yeah, I did buy it at this con. It was handcrafted by somebody, and there's actually like a scent pad in the middle that you can add stuff to. I just love it. It's helping keep the colds away.
Well, what vendor was that?
Oh, I don't remember who she was offhand, but she was so phenomenal. I feel bad not knowing who she is.
I love the practicality people have built into their cosplay. I was in line registering, and I had the male Sailor Moon cosplayer in front of me, and his staff started a ring, and he went into a pouch on top of it, like the sailor pouch, and he pulled out his cell phone because he put a tiny little pouch on top of there, and I was like, that makes total sense because he doesn't have pockets in his skirts or his pantyhose.
Exactly, like that's so great. I'm glad that I don't need to worry about that. I just got some jeans on, and it fits practically.
That's great. Well, thanks for talking with me. Nice to meet you. I'll let you get back to your volunteer duties and all that. Thanks for your time. So I'm here with
Annie.
Annie, okay. And you are cosplaying as?
Agent Carter, Peggy Carter.
Agent Peggy Carter, and I love that series, and I love the outfit. Really like it a lot. Did you make it yourself?
No, I make most of my cosplays, but in this case, I was just going for easy and quick and fun.
Okay, so it's not your first time cosplaying?
No, I've been cosplaying since I was in, middle school.
What are some of the other characters you cosplayed as?
I've done a lot of other comic book stuff, I made a partial Iron Man suit, and I've done Black Canary and stuff like that.
Oh, great. I love comics myself, so I'm really cool. So you're here to get something signed by Janet?
Yep.
Do you have some in particular for her to sign?
Nope. I think they have something, because I'm in line with one of my friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we mostly just want to meet her and, hear her talk.
What's your favorite book of Korra?
Probably 3.
Mine too. That's the. I've been asking people all day. Everyone's like 1 and
4 and 1 and 4, and one guy said 2, which I thought was weird, but no one said 3, and I'm like, oh, come on. You're the first one to agree with me that 3 was obviously the best one.
I just don't think you can beat that finale.
No, you can't. That was awesome, right?
Yeah, just the animation in that final few episodes, it was just
the look on her face, the tear, when they reveal that the shaven head Tenzin's daughter looks exactly like Aang. I was in the manliest tears that a man could cry, not girly tears, but I was in tears.
Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with girly tears, but
good, because I was crying like a bitch. I was lying. That finale was awesome.
Yeah, I really think that it's one of the episodes that really tied into the original series the most, which I really appreciated as a big fan.
I wholeheartedly agree. I got to move forward in line. Thank you for your time. Great meeting you. This is Nick again, and still waiting for Janet Varney to sign my stuff. I'm in line with
Nathan Explosion.
and
Dylan.
Yeah, Dylan. you gotta equal him. You can't let him rule. Okay, so you guys are cosplayed as
myself.
As yourself. Okay, he's committed. He's fully committed. I love it.
God, Persona 3 main protagonist, but Persona 3.
All right, I love it. What do you guys hear? What do you guys got to sign for Janet?
I'm getting here to sign a drawing that I'm going to make. It's not made yet. I've been waiting for the artistic inspiration. But I'm gonna have them sign it first.
I love it. How about you?
How am I supposed to top that? I have a WWE belt.
I know, I totally fucked you by having him go first. I'm so sorry. I'll ask you the next question first, and then he'll have to go. Okay, so, what was your favorite book, Korra? Like, your favorite season?
I gotta say, I really haven't watched that much, but I like Korra a lot more than Avatar. So any of it.
Blasphemy!
I agree with you. Yeah, I think.
Don't let on. How about you? What's your favorite season?
I haven't seen that. I'm getting it signed for Toki.
Oh, you didn't sign for a friend?
For Toki.
Toki.
He didn't strike me as much of a Korra fan, but that's nice to know that he has layers like
He's
that.
into a lot of silly stuff.
That's great. That's great. Oh my God, what a great interview. Okay, would you guys like to pimp a Facebook or an Instagram so people can see your costumes or pictures that on here? This is just audio. People can't see how great you guys look.
Okay, you can find my cosplay at DZ Cosplay on Facebook. Also have a YouTube channel, a little series I like to call a Con Adventure series on LHX, X-Kun, Dylan. Look it up. Look up for Daisho 2015.
That's great. And you?
You can look up my art on DeviantArt, Shadowhawk137. It's kind of my hobby.
I love it, and that makes so much sense. Oh, thank you for your time, guys.
Yep.
Really great meeting you. All right, we're here at Daishocon, and I'm here with
Leticia Figueroa with Nerd by Design.
And she is a very talented artist, I would gotta say. I've just been looking at her prints, and they are really cool. Can you tell me a little bit about your art style?
Well, my art style mainly relies heavily on line art. Most of my work is digital, so I do like a light cell shading. I went to Maya, the Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design, and that's pretty much where I learned everything. And yeah.
What type of programs or what kind of computer skills are necessary in order to draw that way?
Okay. Well, the way that I draw, you can pretty much use any Adobe software. I mean, Illustrator, Photoshop. It's going to have a different look, of course, but for me personally, I like using Paint Tool Sci and then going in and coloring with Photoshop. I feel Paint Tool Sci just kind of gives a more natural feel to your stroke when you're using a tablet. And then Photoshop, it just makes coloring super easy. There are plugins you can get that'll just fill in the colors for you, and then you go in and shade, or gradients are especially easy in Photoshop. So I like to use a mixture.
Okay, very, very cool. Without the certain things you draw, do you have a passion for the things you draw, or do you draw more for what do you think people would like to see?
Well, I like to kind of do a combination of both. I won't draw something unless I've seen or played the game or, something that I'm familiar with. So even if I know it's popular, I'm not going to just draw anything. I also have a series of male pinups that I'm actually pretty passionate about drawing.
I was just looking at those. If I can, I'll maybe you can send me through an email with them or something. I'll put them up on with the podcast with the image. I like Hawkeye a lot. If it's up right now, I'll put the image up right as I'm talking now. But it is pretty risque, and I kind of love it.
Yeah, I don't know. We're at cons. We always see the women up there, in their pinups, and I'm like, hey, let's cater to the men lovers out there and draw some of those.
Well, I would like to reiterate. She right before I was about to turn the page, she actually warned me that I was about to look at very scantily clad men, and
I never got a warning that I was going to, or I don't think any females get a warning that they're going to about to be looked at scantily clad women when they flip through the other books. So I guess thanks for the warning.
Yeah, I like to warn everyone. Some people, like, if they come across it, their eyes kind of bulge out. And, I mean, I think they're pretty tame in comparison to other things that I've seen, but I just don't want to offend anyone by showing off my hot guys.
Oh, that's great. What's your favorite thing to draw?
I would definitely say the male form, but I don't know. I love drawing anything, really. Like, fan art. If I feel like if I'm passionate enough about the subject matter, I'll just love to draw it. So.
Sure, I get that. So, are there any difficulties at the cons that you have to deal with on the other side of the vendor? I know you're not the salesman of the group, but is there like stuff you got to deal with that like kind of like hair tearing out sort of thing?
Well, this is why I have a booth babe, because he's more charismatic than I am. So that's
he's the booth babe.
Yeah, he's my booth babe. See, I like the guys. So problems for me, especially, like, I'm a pretty shy person, so that's why I need my booth babe there. And then also forgetting things. I feel like I've forgotten so many things for this convention, and I'm just like, oh.
So you're a shy person doing a radio interview impromptu with a stranger. So I don't know, if you're shy, well, that's great, eh?
Yeah, you gotta put yourself out there, so I figure.
All right, well, thank you for talking with me. It was a great pleasure to meet you.
Nice meeting you too.
Is there anything you would like to plug or like before we go?
Sure. You can find my stuff on nerdbydesign.com, and I'm also on Tumblr. You can find me at lfigueroaillustration.tumblr.com.
All right, thank you very much. All right, we're back at Daishocon. I'm here with the better half, the she called you Booth Babe?
Yes, I'm the charismatic one. I'm the one that everybody wants to talk to. I'm the one everybody wants to see. So you were right in saying better half.
I love that, and I know that my listeners are going to be like, he's interviewing a Booth Babe, and suddenly this deep voice is going to come on, and they're going to be a little confused. So what's your role in your partnership here?
My role, Leticia, is the one who makes all the art. She's the true talent. I'm here to support her. She does commissions all day, so in order to allow her to be able to do her commissions and sit there and get the work done for everybody, all the lovely con-goers that we have here, I'm the one that interacts with the customers. I'm able to facilitate them buying things, picking things out. I know all the art. I know all the sizes of the shirts that we have, so that she can focus on what she does best, which is the art itself.
I see you hand in the customer service aspect of it, and she's like your art machine basically.
I don't know about machine. She's the boss. So as I said, I'm the booth babe. I'm the employee, but she makes.
You are nice on the eyes, by the way.
Oh well, thank you very much. I much appreciate that. You're not too bad yourself.
Oh well, thank you. I guess what are some of the obstacles you run into running a booth here at on Artist Alley?
One of the obstacles that we're running into, especially this con, is we're in the hallway here, so we have to actually tear down every night. Sometimes at other cons, we're in a room with the vendors and that kind of stuff, so they lock the doors at the end of the night, so we can leave all our merchandise out on the table. We don't have to worry about it. Here at this one, every night now we have to tear down, bring everything back to the room, then come back in the morning and set back up. That's been the biggest challenge. It's not so bad because we're real close, being the hotel being right connected, which is nice, but we weren't really expecting that. So we're very happy that we brought a dolly and boxes and everything we needed down here so we can take it all with us.
It's funny you should say that. I'm a night owl, so I was up at like 3 a.m. the first night I was here, and they were just setting up, and they had thousands of dollars worth of equipment just laying around. And I run a poor podcast, and I was looking at microphones and mixers, and I'm like, oh boy, okay, well, honor system, I can't like.
Exactly. It's a little 5-finger discount, right? Actually, when we tore down last night, a lot of the vendors around here with the prints and stuff like that, they actually left a lot of their samples up, and we were kind of surprised at that because, again, there's no real security out in the hallway here. People are just walking around. I knew they'd be lining up tonight for the rave, which is going to end up lining up right in front of our booth here, so we're going to make sure we get everything down, just so no one decides to sit on something they shouldn't or lean against it or they fall into it, something like that.
What's your favorite thing about being at a con like this? Like, what do you enjoy the most?
People watching. That is my absolute favorite. So for every single person out here that's walking around in costume, whether they threw it together 5 minutes before walking out the door, closet cosplay, or they spent hours and hours and hours on these costumes, it is my favorite part. I love sitting here. I love watching. I get to see everybody go back and forth in front of the booth because I don't move. Everybody moves around me. So being able to see what people come up with, what they do, how they do it, and seeing people's enthusiasm for their shows is just absolutely fantastic.
Well, I've never really thought about that before because I'm like with everybody else, constantly moving around the whole con. You're like an island, kind of just a solitary observer. So I guess that you get a different perspective of it. That's pretty cool. I think we're going to wrap it up here. It's great talking to you. Love talking.
Thank you very much. It was absolutely wonderful to talk to you as well.
All right. Is there anything you would like to plug before we go?
El Figueroa, nerdbydesign.com. Check it out. All of our stuff's on there. All of our wonderful prints.
Yeah, definitely check it out, guys. I absolutely love the art, love what I'm seeing here, and we'll check back with you again after this. This is Nick at Daishocon, recording for Unapologetic Geek Out on iTunes. Subscribe to us, go on Facebook, email, and all that good jazz. I'm here with
Garnet, Amethyst,
and
Pearl, and Steven! Better.
Perfect. I love it. And, you are cosplaying as my new favorite cartoon family. I can't even stress you enough how much I love Steven Universe. Can I get your real names right quick?
Sure thing. My name's Katie.
Nice to meet you, Katie.
I'm Serena.
Elisa.
And Rebecca.
Thank you. Nice to meet you, lovely ladies. What went into each one of your costumes? Can you go into that for me a little bit? We'll start with Steven over here.
Actually, I am considered the most laziest out of them because my shirt was kind of bought, and I had the pants and the flip-flops, and my hair is naturally curly and brown.
Okay, so you didn't have to put any work into that at all.
Nope.
Okay, how about Pearl?
Well, the shirt was an altered shirt that I had to take off a sleeve, make it a turtleneck, and the weapon is actually my joy. It grows and becomes smaller, just like Pearl's.
Oh, look at that!
Yeah, but other than that, it's actually just a shower rod with
Adjustments.
Yeah, adjustments.
Very, very cool. And Amethyst?
Alright, well, I just took like a shirt. I bought it online, but I adjusted the neck so that it could actually fall off my shoulder because it was a little bit too high up. And I just spray painted it to make it the right color because I couldn't find a purple that was between gray and purple like her shirt is in the show. And then I drew my stars on my knees and I spray painted my boots white, and that was my process.
90% of your costume is spray paint.
I like spray paint.
I love it. And my personal favorite character, Garnet.
I'm everyone's favorite character. Mine is copious amounts of custom latex body paint, as well as several pairs of leggings, Frankensteined together, a reflective one-way mirror goggles, visor, and painted shirts and everything else.
And our dear Garnet made all of our jackets.
And the jackets.
Yes, she made all of our
She
jackets.
truly is Square Mom.
Okay, that's great.
And this is Travis, the other co-host. I just have a question for Pearl. Now, we've seen a couple Pearls around. Now, what makes you different that you are not just another Pearl?
Well, you might have heard that I'm defective, but I've been trying very hard to make it to where I am.
Well, there you have it. She is definitely not just another Pearl.
I love it. Okay, he's also a huge fan. I hooked him into it as well.
Good, it's contagious.
Yeah, I hope so. I hate for Cartoon Network to cancel another great series. Pour some out for Young Justice. I know, right? Oh, God. What's been your highlight for the con? What's been your favorite thing at the con?
Well, I love seeing everybody in costumes, and I've seen 2 giant women. I was so excited I got to see an Opal and a Sardonyx running around.
I saw the Sardonyx. I don't think I saw the other one.
Yeah, Opal was in the vendor's room at one point in time, but we got to see an Opal and a Sardonyx, and it's just been awesome seeing other, like, Steven Universe cosplayers. It's like we just spot each other and we're all like, group picture!
That's really cool. How about you?
Well, it's been a long time, but I've gotten to see Rose again. And who'd have ever thought that?
I suppose the only one from your crew missing is Rose, but again, that's pretty canon and appropriate because Steven is here.
I know. My own mom. Give up.
We wouldn't give you up for anything, Steven.
Well, I've seen a lot of costumes I really enjoy, but I do think that what I love the most is how I interact with people when I'm in costume. So, I mean, I gotta find Peridot, and we gotta have a moment. So, that was well worth it.
And what's your highlight?
My highlight has definitely been seeing all the different interpretations of Steven Universe characters. Getting pictures with other Garnets, with other Pearls, and seeing how people do the same thing in totally different ways.
That's cool. Have you guys gotten any pictures with like multiples of you dancing with other cosplayers and
Yeah.
fusion?
Yes.
They've definitely done that. Also, I have to say another highlight of me is me and Garnet were walking down one of the just aisles, and there was just a group of young kids sitting there, and they all looked up, and they're like, Garnet, Steven! And they were like so excited to see us. So it's fun playing like somebody's favorite character.
I love it. Real quick, what is your favorite episode?
Oh, I know the title. I'm blanking. Rose's Scabbard?
Rose's Scabbard, Pearl's extra salty.
Oh my gosh, I don't remember the title, but also one of my favorite moments is when she's dreaming and Rose, this is wonderful. Let's just leave everybody and go into outer space, and turns around.
Pearl has some issues.
Just a handful.
How about you?
What's in the last episode? Because Amethyst and Peridot, they're a thing for me now, and the last episode made it happen, so that's my favorite moment.
That's great. How about you?
Any episode with Ruby and Sapphire.
Okay, well that's only been like 2.
Well, 3. But the one the more recent one in which they split because they're fighting internally inside Garnet. And
I'm an eternal flame, baby! You don't know me! Yep, that's my favorite scene in that one. Giant woman.
Love Giant.
Giant woman.
I love Giant Woman.
I learned the song because I love that episode so much.
All I wanna do is help you turn into a giant woman, a giant woman. All I wanna be is someone who gets to see a giant woman. Oh, I know it'll be great, and I just can't wait to see the person you are together. If you give it a chance, you could do a huge dance because you are a giant woman.
Hey, and we're back. I hope you enjoyed those interviews. They were great fun to record with such great, passionate fans like that. Yeah, so you guys were absolutely great. Any of the fans from Daishocon, if you're listening, thank you so much for being a part of the podcast, basically. We wouldn't even have a podcast this week if it wasn't for you providing us content. So thank you very much. Why don't we talk about a little bit of the anime we're currently watching, or at least some of the ones we've previously watching. I don't know about you, but I've been bad. I haven't been keeping up on anime recently. I think the most recent thing I've watched was a couple more episodes. I'm a part way through Kill la Kill. For those of you who don't know, it's the anime where the main girl has a battle dress that talks to her, and she fights with a giant pair of half scissors. It's pretty weird. It reminds me a lot of Gurren Lagann. Well, what have you recently watched, Travis? What's the most recent thing?
I just recently did watch the 7 Deadly Sins anime that was on Netflix. I believe I did recently. I talked about this before, and it was rather generic. Nothing really too special about it.
What's the premise again? The characters based off the 7 Deadly Sins of like Christianity.
They all have a label under that, but they have no actual dealings with that. They didn't really get into why they were doing that, other than the main character can become really angry at times, but he almost never is. So it's not really any different than anything else.
So it didn't really connect with you, huh?
They called them the 7 Deadly Sins, but that was just kind of a label. There was nothing really else dealing with it.
Well, sometimes it's hit and miss. I feel on Netflix, I see a lot of new content going up constantly on there. It's never anything I recognize or anything from... Because I usually go through websites and stuff like that. I see what people are tweeting about or blogging about. What like oh man, you got to watch this or that. And I never see any of those on Netflix. I feel like I'm not sure what the deal with that is, but I don't know. Their selection seems to be a little limited. I don't know. I think Crunchyroll is probably a lot better place to go for an anime selection. Crunchyroll's a great website to actually watch anime on. Where do you go to watch most of your anime?
I usually just get anything like, if I see anything on Tumblr or just around the internet, I will just go look it up. Check Netflix first, and chances are they don't have it. Otherwise, you can delve into Hulu if you want to deal with Hulu. But otherwise, yeah, Crunchyroll is just a great place.
If you would like to make a suggestion for an anime we should watch, we would like to take any suggestions. Just post a suggestion to the Facebook page, or email us at unapologeticgeekout@gmail, or post it on our Tumblr. Our Tumblr account just went up. We'd love to have some suggestions for some great anime we might not have watched yet. We were just at the con, and apparently a new anime very popular there was an anime called Tokyo Ghoul. I interviewed a lot of cosplayers for that. A lot of people are excited about that. I'm thinking about checking that out. Did you hear anything about that?
Yeah, I've seen a lot. Just things I recognize. Once I saw the name come up, I'm like, okay, now I can start picking out that's from there and there. But I've not actually heard much about it when it wasn't from this con, so I was kind of surprised to see that.
Yeah. As far as the anime I've previously watched as well, I think we both watched a while back Attack on Titan.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that's as far as anime, I think that's might be the best one I've seen in years. I'm really interested in where that's going. Only the first season is up. We watched first part of it together, and then I think the last half separate.
We power binge the first
half of it. It's like this. It's so crazy. I love the art design on it, the close-ups. Even when Titans aren't on screen, and you just have a close-up of a person's face, it's always really uncomfortable and close, and the person is looking death in the face.
It gives a kind of a panoramic view of them.
Yeah, and as for the Titans themselves, what creepy, scary villains. They're like giant zombies, but with Joker smiles, and different levels of degradation of their skin. Like, some of them look like regular, some of them move slow, some of them have these weird abomination characters that run like little sissies but run really fast. They're some of the creepiest bad guys I've seen in a while, as far as a ever-present threat, for a story.
I also think that it's a very interesting world building they've done, even though they haven't actually answered a lot of what's going on in this world, but it definitely keeps you invested, you want to know more.
Well, they do that, the trick with Lost does, where they piecemeal you information. You just get the slow reveal, and it's, constantly baiting the hook, and when you do it correctly, it's great storytelling, because it makes the viewer just that much more invested in what's gonna happen next. I always had a hard time not staying up late watching them, because it was I wanna put the next one on. I wanna put the next one on because I wanna know what happens next. And we don't get all the answers by the end of the season, but we get. I feel like we get enough to where I'm I think this could really go some cool places. Another thing is this anime is super violent.
This is not for the faint of heart at all.
No, think Walking Dead type depressing, along with some crazy ass gore. Anyone who dies in Attack on Titan, I don't think I've seen one person die with dignity. That is for sure.
No, it's anyone that dies, they're always being ripped apart, bitten in half, stepped on, crushed into walls. It's not pretty.
Yeah. One character gets stomped on on a tree. One character gets chewed up and spit back out. It's some of these are characters we've followed and know their names, and it's one thing when it happens to a red shirt that that person wasn't going to make it anyway, but it happens to main characters, and you know who they are, and you've heard them talk, and they're real people, and when they get eviscerated like that, it is unsettling.
They do a really good job in the first part of the series, just building up this camaraderie. And then just everyone, you at least, if you don't know their names, you at least know, their personality or their face. And then just to watch all these people, not all of them make it out. In fact, a lot of them die.
Right. And the risk you run with a show like that, as well as with The Walking Dead, which I feel The Walking Dead runs into this every once in a while too, is that if you have a show that's that depressing and where the threat is that over-present and it feels like it's hopeless, sometimes I feel like people will tune out because they just lose all hope. I'm well, everyone's going to die anyway, so why should I keep watching? Or it's just a little too depressing. Attack on Titan and Walking Dead both usually like to inject a little bit of hope every once in a while to keep you going. And I feel like that's really important. One of the scenes I particularly I feel does this is when they are fighting the female Titan, and what's his name, Thomas. Thomas gets caught by the female Titan, and you just go, Thomas is gone. You've already written him off in your head, and he actually manages to get out of it. and there's always the right chance he's going to die later. I mean, there's no guarantees in that universe, but the fact that he makes it out of a situation that normally the people that just don't make it out of, it gives you hope. Like, oh shit, people can get out of this situation, people can survive, and it helps you keep going. You know, keep being invested when you think like maybe these people can make it. You know what I mean?
Well, not only that, but I do remember even watching that scene, and we were both kind of just like, you know, if he's dead, we're done. We were up to that point where we were not sure if we were going to keep watching.
I was not sure because I'm like, you know what? I like Thomas, and if he goes, I'm just going to be like, I don't know if I'm with this anymore because it seems like everyone's going to die. And when he makes it out, I stood up and cheered. I was like, oh shit, yeah, okay. It kind of reinvigorated me almost.
Yeah, it gave you that little bit of hope that was necessary to keep going.
Sometimes watching Attack on Titan feels like running a marathon, and every once in a while they'll give you a little dollop of water to keep yourself going. Like, oh, here, everything's gonna be okay. There's a finish line. You're gonna finish this, even though you feel like death. Yeah, so that's great. Any more recent anime that you can think of?
Nothing I watched recently. I did watch quite a while ago Durarara. I believe that's how you pronounce that. It just recently, its second season went up on Netflix. I still have not watched that, but I did see. I didn't actually see any cosplayers doing that one, but I did see a lot of fan art and just different swag around the con that could do that.
Well, I also just recently watched. It's done in the anime style, even though it's based off of a Western property. Mass Effect Paragon Lost. And that was pretty cool. It's a pretty neat story focusing in on Vega, his character from Mass Effect, actually voiced by Freddie Prinze Jr. Again. And it follows his crew. You know in the game where he mentions that mission where his whole crew bites it and
right.
he had to take command and he had to choose between saving the data and saving a bunch of people. And this basically leads all the way up till that, like his station there with all the people. He actually got to know those people later, and it leads all the way up to that hard choice he has to make. And it's his journey with his whole squad, and it's like a suicide mission for them against the collectors that have invaded their base. And it's just them trying to make it out, trying to survive, and getting picked off one by one. And it's kind of hard to watch with, in the opening credits, like be such a cohesive unit just being overwhelmed. The animation style works really well with Mass Effect. They do some really cool stuff with the biotics. They have a biotic team member, and he gets a lot of time to shine, where he's throwing biotic energy off. He's fighting off the collector bugs so that they don't get paralyzed and carried off. The gunplay is actually pretty cool. Of course, we get the anime-type versions of Krogan and Varen and Collector, so that's pretty interesting to see. So yeah, I'm always a big Mass Effect fan. Anything Mass Effect, I love to devour any of that.
Yeah, that does sound really interesting, because if nothing else then, to see one of the characters that only appeared in Mass Effect 3 get a bit more story is great, because they had such good characters show up in the last game that you did not get enough to spend time with.
Yeah, where's Trainer's movie? Or oh man, what's his name?
Cortega?
Yeah, or Cortez, yeah. Steve! Yeah, where's Steve's story? Totally wondering that. Anyway, I think we should move on and we'll go into a couple more interviews. And we'll be back for one more segment after this, and then we'll go into the Janet Varney interview. Yes, we'll go right into that, so that'll be great. We'll be back right after this. Alright, this is Nick, and we're still at Daishocon. I'm still doing interviews, and a little something different for now. I have a bunch of anime fans going around the room, and they are playing what I'm assuming is a modified game of Ultimate Werewolf. It's actually pretty interesting. They're substituting magic cards in some way, shape, or form. Who's running? Who's running this? Jeffron?
We're gonna stick with Jeffron. Jeffron.
Could you explain to me just a little bit about how the you guys work? Could you just explain to me a little bit of how the game you're running here and how it works?
Is a poor man's game of werewolf.
I see that.
I seem to have left my werewolf cards at home. He left his in his car. He has his in his room. So I have magic lands on me. And this is just to show how simplistic the game is to be played. We can play it with pennies and nickels and dimes, and everybody holds it in their hand, and until you're dead, you drop your penny. Well, that's how we played it in camp. And so this, we're playing with werewolf cards that are supposed to be werewolf cards, but they're lands.
Wow, that's actually ingenious. I never thought about it before, but yeah, you're right. It's a simple enough game. You don't actually need the cards for it. You just need to know how it's played.
So there's been like Jacuzzi Wolf, Breakfast Wolf, Topless Wolf, Drunken Werewolf. I started that. I was the first to mod that. Werewolf, Ultimate Werewolf, Basic Wolf, because there's a difference between those two, or between Basic Wolf and Vanilla Wolf, and they just have those things.
Yeah, well, one's ultimate, one's not. I understand.
Yeah, exactly. But then there were some people who tried to come up with Stripper Wolf. We only tried that 1 year. I was invited, and I told them to tell me how it goes. So I like the way they set it up. They said, we're going to invite a whole bunch of people over. They're into this whole kink stuff. So we're going to have one male stripper and one female stripper, and they're to be the mods. And so they're taking off clothing, asking you questions about who you're going to vote on next. If you didn't make a vote within, 15 seconds, it just went to nightfall, and the werewolves got blood frenzy. So the game was over with in like 10 minutes.
That's great. I love the mods.
Everyone had blue balls.
I love the different mods for games.
No, I remember Anime Apocalypse the first year. Jeffro, 40 plus werewolf. It was 60, and then one of the things too, he likes throwing in like his own cards during that one just to make it like more feasibly playable. Token black card came into play.
Oh, I can only assume what that means.
Yeah, and then what that means is like you're dead instantly. Like it cut out like a majority of the players.
So that's we play werewolf with more than 60 people.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
You get up to a entire 128 if you really, really wanted to.
120. Wow. How long did that take?
That was a while. Yeah. It's a long time.
That's crazy.
It's 4 or 5 hours.
Sounds kind of fun though. I gotta admit.
Yeah, it was really fun, and that's a lot. As I said before, like.
For the listeners at home, the leprechaun has just died. I think in traditional leprechaun fashion, I think someone has to say, "Fuck you, Lucky Charms."
Lucky Charms.
For the listeners at home, the hunter just died, and he's cosplaying as James from Team Rocket, so I guess he's blasting off again.
Right into another
blasting off again!
I am identifiable with the panels that I run at each convention.
I see.
Sleep.
Anyway, we're talking about a little bit about your autism.
So the Cupid becomes the special education teacher because the Cupid makes two people fall in love, and in the special education world, it is traditional for narrow-minded special education teachers to force two people to become friends. So I integrate that into an autism version of werewolf.
Whoa, that's really interesting. You do a lot of work with autistic?
Yes.
Wow, that's really cool. What would you say your is that your profession, or is it just something?
Yes, it is.
Oh, wow, cool. Do you have a degree in psychology, or?
I don't have a degree. I have autism myself, so I try to teach people based on my experiences.
Oh, okay.
I also people with autism at anime conventions, and we'll be doing a panel tomorrow about people with autism and their issues in the anime community.
Oh, that's great! Wow, that's really cool. I always appreciate that when people take that from another person's perspective, especially incorporating werewolf into that. That's really cool.
Yes. So that is my story, and thanks for that.
If I can, could I? If you have any contact information or like a Facebook page or something?
My website is jamesmw.com, and that's where all my professional papers I've written on autism can be read for free. It's been a pleasure, and sorry the thing I've done early part of having autism is thinking people are done or not knowing when they're done, and I apologize for that.
No, that's fine. Yeah. I'm just super fascinated about that, and I would love to put as much information up on the website as possible.
My panel is at 1 o'clock tomorrow. It's called Autism in the Anime Fan Community, in which I'm going to talk about the different reasons why people with autism go to anime conventions, the issues they have in the community, and ways that the fan community can be accepting and tolerant of the fact that there's a large number of people with autism that go to anime conventions, and I outreach to them as a part of my work. I also go to teachers and talk about ways that that a lot of social skills required for anime conventions can be used to teach proper social skills for kids in our classrooms.
That's great. This is the whole reason I do interviews is to talk with fans just like you, and this is great. What a great interview. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
This is Nick with Unapologetic Geek Out, and my co-host is here on this interview.
For once, yep, this is Travis.
Nice to have you on one of these interviews. Pulling your own weight, so that's good. That's great. And I'm recording, interviewing with
Kyle McCready, Logan Gill,
Brooke Miller,
Madeline Crane.
And the reason I pulled these aside to do a little interview with is because I ran into them last night at a, what was the pronunciation of it? It was a Japanese bondage thing. Which was canceled. That was a boner on many levels, but not on any of the right ones. And the reason we got to talking in the line about, because you were cosplaying as Saga, and probably one of my favorite comics in the last 10 years. You'd think it's relatively new, but that's just because not a lot of it's out because of the release schedule on it is ridiculous. I don't know if you guys keep up issue to issue anymore. I can't. I do the trades more now because I can't.
We have an issue where we have, probably like 150 comic books right now, and we only do trade covers because we're like, look, we can put them on our shelf and look how pretty they are.
Yeah, they look nice. There's nothing you can do with single issues unless you want to do a pinup. I used to do a pinup thing where I'd jerry-rigged some plastic sleeves from like baseball cards and then put all the comics in them so that my whole wall looked like it was comic books. And I could, and you can, if you leave the top open, you can take out the comics and read them or switch them out for different covers. But then I ran into the trap that I was buying comics just because the covers looked cool. And then the comic inside would suck. And I'm like, but that cover looks really cool. And it would go great with my Hulk section right here. And then, my Saga section is like really nice here. Who was cosplaying and as what? I'll start with you.
I was Marco, and I was the Will.
Oh, I see. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, I was Lion Cat.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was Alana.
Oh, well, that's great. And you would know I think it's great because she didn't say lying at all. Yeah. So everything I've said up now, until now must have been true. Lying.
That's my lie.
I think Lion Cat is excellent because it's kind of a microcosm of what makes Saga so special. Just that it's very full. It's a classic story, and then it's got like all these sort of operatic, old-school elements of like fighting to save our child from a space war gone wrong. It's super, but it's got these weird original elements. Like also, there's a human-sized blue cat that is a lie detector.
I would say it's the closest thing to a new Star Wars we've had in a long time, where we see a world being built very quickly, but yet we can see all the little details like the Lion Cat, and one race uses magic and the other race is like these Hawkmen weird technology race, and it's all so super cool. And we not only follow our main characters, but we follow characters like the Will, and we get to like the Will who is hunting our main characters. He's the bad guy, but we feel bad when he gets hurt and he needs help, which is really cool. What is your favorite issue? Like, what was your favorite storyline of Saga? I'll go around.
Maybe rescuing Sophie, the slave girl.
Oh, yep.
And so how she then makes friends with Lion Cat and Gwendolyn.
Yep.
And there's a beautiful but incredibly painful scene where she's talking to
I know what you're gonna fucking say.
And she's
Don't you fucking say it.
She's like, my name is Sophie and I'm 6 years old and my favorite color is turquoise and I'm dirty inside because I did bad things and Lion Cat cuts her off and says lying, and then
For listeners that know, Lion Cat will, anytime anyone says a lie, he'll say lying, and they use this to great effect in this scene, like she was just saying, to show the thought process of this little girl that used to be on a slave planet, and after she says that he was lying, when she calls herself dirty, she just gives him this big hug. It takes up a whole panel,
but it is heartbreaking to look at. It's absolutely one of my favorites as well.
1 hour later.
I think my favorite scene is, so they're running, it's like Alana and Marco, and they have their little baby, Hazel, and she's like, skish, and Alana's like, what the fuck is that?
Yep.
And Marco's like, let me show you, and they put her in between them, and they skish her, and it's so cute, and I don't really like babies, but that was cute.
That's also a sad scene because she doesn't know what it is because she's working all the time, and she's working at a wrestling reality TV soap opera hybrid.
Wrestling/soap opera. More so than pro wrestling usually.
It's really weird, but they bring in that weird element, but also bring in the real element of a working mom, which is also really cool and things people can touch base with. How about you?
I've really liked following the Will's storyline so far. Not necessarily, obviously I'm cosplaying as him, not necessarily just because of his character. I do really like his character, but more because I think having this sort of, and he's, for those of you who don't know, he's sort of a freelance mercenary character. I think he really highlights a big point of the series, which is how arbitrary the sides in this war are, in that pretty much everyone who is currently part of the Will's entourage that is helping him be a mercenary has at one point in an earlier issue tried to murder him.
Yeah, I know.
I'm pretty sure Lion Cat is the only person in the entirety of the series who is working with the Will who has not at one point also tried to murder the Will. And then
Yeah, he's got a weird crew running with him. How about you?
I think my favorite, at least the funniest scene in conjunction with like it being serious, is when Marco and Marco's mother end up going down to the little planetoid while Alana and Marco's father are stuck on the ship together, and Alana has it revealed that Marco's father is dying, and they then manage to bond and create a really strong bond with one another that then helps everybody else to get back together. Also in that scene is the giant, horrible, ugly monster that claims it will piss Marco and his mother out of his anus, which I think is just a hilarious line.
Yeah, I remember that. It's such a weird, strange series, but
and then the planet hatches.
Right.
That's what happens right after.
I personally like the fact that the book is actually narrated by the little girl, by Hazel, like assumedly grown up at some point, narrating what went back, and it's such a great contrast during some of the scenes where the parents are having a fight, they make up, they kiss, and then right underneath it'll say, "This is the story of how my parents split up," and I'm like.
2 hours later.
Well, I got another thing I want to run to, so we're going to have to wrap it up.
Oh, and if you're looking for another good female-centric comic book, Rat Queens.
Oh, God. Okay, can we talk about Rat Queens, like, for another hour?
3 hours later.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
This is Nick with Unapologetic Geek Out, still at Daishocon, still doing interviews, and I'm here with...
Lemon Penguin.
Lemon Penguin, very nice. And I'm looking at her booth, I guess you would call it, and got a lot of great stuff, a lot of stuffed animals, really cool stuff. Do you want to just give a quick little rundown for the listeners of what you have available here?
My main focus are original plush dolls. I do all the patterns, and I sew everything together. But I do have some like buttons, compact mirrors, and acrylic accessories for those who don't want to buy plush.
Well, who doesn't want to buy plush? They're so cute. Absolutely love them.
People with dogs who also love plush.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it's super cute. Was there a general idea behind any of these? Like, it's some crazy stuff like the toast thing here. I absolutely love the toast. I don't think I've ever seen that before. What?
So I'm mainly known for this plush toast that I make. All of them are sad. I will not make a happy toast. When I started doing Artist Alley, I did like 1 or 2 a year, and food with faces was really popular everywhere. You could find it in Walmart even. And I was just trying to think of things I could make for my first Artist Alley, and I'm like, you know what? There are so many cupcakes and so many cakes, and I really like toast in the morning, but if I was a piece of bread and I was toasted, I would be upset, and so that's how upset toast happens.
Because they're toasted, so they're not really happy about it. Okay, I get it.
I also have one that I put a mustache on that I call Incognitoast, because it's in disguise. Puns are good, too.
Oh my god, that's amazing. I love that. Incognitoast. Oh, and then there's toast. I see like a hedgehog, the cute little whales. There's even a little plaid whale here. Do you have anything, a website that people can check you out on, or check out your stuff?
I mainly update my Facebook page, which is Lemon Penguin 2 words if you search for it. I don't have a store up right now because I've been doing a lot of conventions where I don't have time to put stock up online, but a lot of people at conventions will contact me and I'll just ship stuff to them anyway if they can't get it at the con.
Have you been having fun? Any great experiences with customers or?
I get a lot of smiles and a lot of just I have a lot of puns. Like on the buttons that I sell, so I get a lot of reactions to those, both positive and negative, and a mix. Yeah.
Some of the puns she's talking about are I need your loaf with a KNEEAD, breader than you, life is crummy, and something is awry, which I think is my favorite one.
I'm a bit of a weirdo, you can't crust me.
Oh no!
Several bad puns later.
This is Nick, still at Daishocon, still doing interviews for you, because they will not let me leave. I am literally chained here, but it's okay, because I'm here with lovely ladies like...
Casey Bunbury, Bridget Bunbury, Shannon Bunbury.
So, I'm assuming you're all sisters? Yeah, okay, that's pretty cool. So you said you're not in cosplay right now, but you were cosplaying yesterday.
Yes.
Could you tell me what you were cosplaying as?
I was Urza Scarlet. I was Mira Jane in Satan Soul. And I was Juvia Loxer.
Very cool. We're in front of the Janet Varney signing. I just came from the Janet Varney. I'm an Avatar panel. I'm not sure if you guys came from that or not. No? It was pretty good. I've been stalking Janet around trying to get content. I'm a huge Korra fan. I actually did an interview with her yesterday. That'll be up on the podcast as well as with this interview. So no pressure. I'm sure yours is going to be just as good. So, what'd you guys have Janet sign for you?
I just had her sign my badge. That's what usually I do for fans.
Yep, that's a popular answer as well.
Yeah, I had my badge signed. This is my friend's poster, and he had me sign it for his sister.
Oh, very cool. Got the little Amon in the background. I like that. So you guys are big Korra fans?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I feel like I'd ask Last Airbender or Korra. And I know I've already been told many people that it's like choosing one of your children. Yeah. So should we skip to the next question? No? Yeah? You wanna? I'll tell you mine first. We'll go on 3. Okay, like a 1, 2, 3. Korra. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh thank. Oh. Whew. Okay. Oh god. Okay, that's great. But yeah, I just really I don't know what it is about the Korra particularly that I like over Airbender because it's also great. Maybe it's just the way the world builds on itself, and just how the characters interact is just it's like it grew up with me, and maybe I appreciate that more. I don't know. What do you guys think of why is Korra strike a chord with you?
Korra personally strikes a chord with me just because, especially like with females in animations and whatever with their characters, that she's just such a strong character and like a really, really relatable character, because most people when like writing for female characters, they're either like, I'm just strong and that's it. They don't really give like them personalities and real character, and Korra's just like such a strong character that like everyone can relate to so much.
How about you?
Yeah, I would agree with you, and just, I don't know, I think I was used since, like, the Last Airbender kind of, like, already set it up, so I kind of knew already, like, what the world was about, so I think that's also why I like it so much.
Okay, Anne?
And Korra, I, like, related to more because I watched it when I was so, like, much older, and I was a lot younger when I was watching the Airbender, so.
Sure. Do you guys have a Facebook page or something where people can see your previous cosplays so that people can see what you were cosplayed as?
My page, it's a burlesque and cosplay page. It's Cleona Nova, and they can just add me on Facebook.
Okay.
Mine's Venus Nova, and yeah, same.
Okay.
I don't, but you'll probably find me on their page.
This is Nick with Unapologetic Geek Out on iTunes, here with
Jess.
And we are, she just came from getting something signed by Janet, I assume. What'd you get signed?
I got my con booklet signed.
Oh, yep, that's a popular one. Were you at any of the previous panels with Janet?
Yes, I had just attended her panel, I Am the Avatar.
That was great. I was also there. How great was that?
That was fantastic. I went as Katara, which I performed in yesterday at the costume contest.
So, I love the goat demon thing.
Thank you. This is Don Valentino, the leader of the Mafia.
Okay.
He's from an anime called Cuticle Tantai Naba.
Okay, did you make that?
Yes, I did. I crocheted the entire thing, and it actually won me a costume contest at my school last year.
Are you a big fan of Korra?
Yes, I am a pretty big fan of Korra, though the original series will always have a much bigger special place in my heart.
Sure. But, Korra is pretty good as well.
Yep, Korra's pretty good. My friends back at UW Platteville actually set up last year a weekly watching session. We get like 15 people to all just watch Korra.
Great. What's been your favorite thing of the con highlight,
My favorite thing at the con highlight was the costume contest and somehow winning second.
I actually got to interview some of the winners of that. It was actually pretty cool. What would you think was the best costume?
I remember, I'm not sure what she was from, but the lady who was dressed up in blue with the white hair and the large bow, like, she had a helmet and like, everything lit up, and that was just, like, the most amazing thing I'd ever seen. She didn't actually win anything, though.
Yeah. So some people wear great costumes and they don't even participate in the contest, which is, I find it, like, is a shame, but, it was pretty cool. So you said you're a coordinator for another con, a smaller con. Would you like to pimp out the con on the air officially?
Sure. I am the PlattCon coordinator. PlattCon is the annual gaming and anime convention held in Platteville, Wisconsin. It's held on the campus of UW Platteville, pretty much the farthest place in Wisconsin you can get, like the most far southwest corner.
Oh, cool. What are some, do you have the dates set up on that, or?
Yes, the dates are March 4th through 6th. We have a lot of tabletop stuff planned. We've got a LARP room, we've got an anime room, we've got video game room. Should be a pretty great time.
That sounds like a great time. Going to one of these events as a coordinator, do you experience anything like? Do you see any of the inside things that that you would know from coordinating the con from before?
I've never coordinated the con. Actually.
Oh, this would be your first time?
This would be my first time.
Oh, sorry, I just assumed. You look like a vet, you know what you're doing.
Oh, I have no idea what I'm doing, but my job is to try to learn and make it.
What's important is that you look like you know what you're doing.
Yes, of course.
No one cares if you do know what you're doing. It's all about the look,
So I'm trying to get to as many cons as possible to hand out flyers, try to get some of the smaller special guests to agree to come to us. And basically I just sort of look around and I see, oh, that's a cool way that they handle this event, or that's a cool way that they have sign-ups, and we should try to sort of copy some of that.
Anyway, thank you for talking with me. Thank you so much. Great talking and meeting with you. Have a great rest of your day and a great rest of your con. This is Nick, still at Daishocon, still doing interviews, and I'm here with...
Tina.
And also my co-host is with me on this interview as well.
And Travis.
He'll probably be popping in every once in a while. We are at the Janet Varney signing, still. Did you just come from her I'm the Avatar panel?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That was pretty good, right?
I didn't know what to expect, but it was pretty good.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. She's definitely a pro, knows how to read the room. Just all around great. The reason I stopped you is I love the Batman Beyond shirt. I have not seen any Batman Beyond at this con so far. You're the first one. And I personally love Batman Beyond. I'm pretty sure my co-host loves it as well.
Oh, yeah, it's fantastic.
Oh, yeah, we absolutely love it. Terry McGinnis all the way. Did you buy that from, Woot or a different site? Or?
I got this at C2E2 a couple of years ago.
Oh, C2E2. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, the second C2E2 that they had. I actually cosplayed as Kirare at that. She's one of the Batman Beyond villains.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Totally forgot. Yeah, you're right.
It's 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I need this shirt.
Would you have Janet sign for you?
I got a Korra print, opening title sequence, or I guess it was the promo image, and I really love this image. So
I got the same one as well. Yeah. I got that autographed as well. So are you a big Korra fan?
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. What's your favorite season of Korra?
Not 2. Everything else but 2.
Oh. I agree. It's all right. I mean, Juan's story is cool. I like Juan.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, I would say that 3 was probably my favorite. But the other ones are great as well. Do you have a favorite character?
Oh.
She's not listening. You can say other things.
Yeah, you
Lin.
Lin? I also... Lin Beifong is super awesome. I love it. Metal Spider-Man. I always like that. Like, what do you appreciate about this series? Like, what draws you to it?
I think it's creative. It's imaginative. Like, it's our society, but in a different universe, sort of. Like how they did the 20s, like...
Yeah. Like, what if the Industrial Revolution went on, but people could bend elements?
Yeah.
So,
alternate reality.
Yeah, I get that.
Do you have a Facebook page or anything you'd like to pimp on the podcast at all? No? No Twitter?
Sort of.
No Tumblr? What? Yes, sort of?
Sort of. My friends and I have a cosplay group page.
Oh, okay.
It's Fandom Tandem.
I like it. All right.
But it's just the group of us, and we usually do cosplays together.
I love all the names I've been getting in Twitter accounts and all that. So thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank
It
you
was
so
nice
much.
to speak to you.
Nice
Nice to
to
find
meet you.
other Batman Beyond fans.
Oh, yeah. I know, always. This is Nick, and we're at Daishocon, and I'm here with...
Lano Thor.
Lano Thor. I gotta say, I am a real fan of this setup here. But for the listeners at home, he's got this crazy set of armor. What are you cosplaying as, by the way?
I'm from Monster Hunter.
Oh, Monster Hunter. Okay. And he has this whole setup, this fireplace, and he's roasting a. What is that specifically on?
It's a piece of meat.
Just a piece of meat. Not. It's not a specific flank of a monster you've hunted.
Yes, it's from a monster.
Oh, okay. What specific type of monster, or do you not know?
Oh yeah, people's gonna flame me at this. It's from one
No,
of those.
you didn't. You didn't think through your cosplay? Oh, come on, man.
It's a raw meat. You get them from any monster you can get them off from.
Come on, these other cosplayers would have a whole story behind it. Come on, man.
Yeah, I know. Pretty bad. I'm sorry.
That's okay, dude. Luckily, it looks super cool. How'd you make it?
I made this armor out of EVA foam.
Yeah, it seems to be a popular answer around here.
The light is from this Halloween store. The meat is made out of insulation foam and some PVC pipes. So, yeah. Pretty easy stuff.
Yeah, well, it looks really impressive. Do you have a website or something that people can check out your other cosplays or something like that?
I do have a cosplay card. Yeah, I do have a Facebook. It's just search under Chibi Lano cosplay.
So how are you liking the con so far?
It's my second year here. I loved it.
It's your second year?
Yes. Second year coming here, yes.
So what's your favorite part of the con so far?
Cosplaying, going to the masquerade, and of course, spend my time at the Dell.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone loves that Dells. This weather is crazy, though.
Yeah, again, it's snow when I'm here again.
Well, thank you for your time. It was nice meeting you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
All right. Mind if I get down here and just rap with you kids? Yeah. Yeah, let's do this. All right, this is Nick. Second day at Daishocon, and I am here with...
Nicole. Jennifer, otherwise known as Raven Ink.
Okay, cool. And they have a great cosplay costumes. One cosplaying as...
Ruby Rose from Ruby.
Very cool. And?
Lucina from Fire Emblem Awakening.
And you guys have the great weapons to go with your cosplay. I noticed the scythe and the sword. Can you go into a little detail about what it took to make these great looking weapons?
Well, my scythe is made out of foam board, foam belt, PVC pipe, and a little bit of cardboard too in it.
I see, and I actually I've been interviewing other cosplayers as well. Apparently there's a new rule at a lot of cons about potential weapons coming in. You can't use certain materials. I haven't gotten a clear answer. Do you guys know what is like a yes or a no on that?
You can't bring live steel for sure. You don't want anything that can actually hurt someone.
Well, that makes sense.
Also, like baseball bats, anything that can like blunt force or anything that you can actually cut someone with is a no-no.
I see. Okay. And I love your sword. What did it take to make that?
That is actually hand carved out of wood.
So everything was chiseled and sanded down by hand as well as hand painted. The paint is auto paint, so it has a nice shimmer to it, which makes it last longer as well.
Wow, that's great. That sounds really intensive. How long did it take you to make that?
At least 100 hours.
Wow. Well, I've got to say, worth it. It looks fantastic. Do you guys have a Facebook page or an Instagram where to pimp? I've been interviewing a lot of cosplayers, and they've been pimping their Twitters and stuff so people can see.
I am Raven Inc., RAVENNINK, and you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, as well as YouTube.
I love the name, by the way, Raven Inc. I absolutely love it. And you?
You can find me on Tumblr, Twitter, and YouTube at Nick Phantom, NIC Phantom, basically.
Wow, thank you for taking the time to talk with me today. This is Nick, still at Daishocon, still doing interviews, and I'm here with...
My name is Teresa Jackson, but right now I am Rip Van Winkle, the Huntress from Helsing Ultimate.
I love the outfit, I gotta say. I like the glasses. Are those your glasses?
No, these are just glasses I picked up in a shop. I have prescription contact lenses so that I have very bright blue eyes right now that just pierce into your soul.
How much those run you? Because I also do some stuff for Halloween and stuff, and I get red contacts in my prescription, and they cost me like $100 a pop.
Well, I get a little nervous getting contacts or anything other than my eye doctor, so I always go through him. But it probably costs me about, $70 for a couple boxes, but that might have 10 pairs, so not bad.
And I see you got that little hair curl. Is that, what is that? Is that some sort of, foam thing?
This is called an ahoge, and it's made out of just hair and quick seal and wire. I found you can find tutorials on YouTube that show you how to do these.
I see you have the little blood on your gloves as well for detail. Is that food coloring? What is that?
Oh, well, this was for a photo shoot that I did a while ago. Rip Van Winkle holding a paintbrush, and she had painted a heart on the wall in, blood. And I lent out my gloves to someone else. This was I think this was leather dye, something I had in my cabinet, and it stains and doesn't come out. So I thought, hell, that'll work for blood.
Very cool. How many cons is this for you?
I've been doing this for a couple years, but as far as anime conventions, I'd say this is about my 5th convention.
Have you done previous cosplays?
Oh, yes. I've done a lot from Star Wars and some things from Andrew Lloyd Webber musicals like Phantom of the Opera, Cats, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, where I've done an Oompa Loompa.
Very nice. Do you have a Facebook page or an Instagram thing that we can put up on our page so that people can see what I'm talking about and see what you look like?
I don't have a cosplay Facebook page. However, my name is Teresa Jackson, and it's facebook.com/Leia Solo Singer. That's my screen name. Leia as in Princess Leia, Solo as in maybe she gets to marry Han Solo in the new movie and become Leia Solo, and Singer because I also sing. Leia Solo Singer.
This is Nick. I'm still here at Daishocon, still doing interviews, and I'm here with Femme Shep herself. What's your name?
My actual name is Kimberly Jarvis.
Well, I gotta say, I'm a really big fan of your cosplay. I'm obviously a Mass Effect fan myself, and I also like Femme Shep. Femme Shep for life and Paragon till death.
More Paragade.
Paragade?
Yeah, sometimes there are situations where it called for Renegade.
See, I'm such a goody two-shoes. I can't ever do the bad stuff. If I do a bad thing, I'll reload my game save, and I'll go no, I'll do it nice this time.
Sometimes you have to jab the knife in.
Sometimes you gotta headbutt a Krogan. What do you gotta say?
I'm surprised I'm still awake from that.
Right. Can I ask what your costume is made out of? What material?
It is made out of foam. It's basically stuff like floor mat stuff you can put in your garage, workout.
Mm-hmm. That seems to be. I've been doing interviews all day. That seems to be a very popular material to make their cosplay of.
It is easy to work with.
I see that you got the cool the sniper rifle with you. That's pretty cool. Is that from the game?
It is.
What model is it?
The Black Widow. I believe it's the Black Widow.
Oh yeah, it's the Black Widow. Okay, yeah, I recognize it.
It does break down for trial safe. It does light up, but the battery is currently dead, so
sure.
It can't light up to show you. Wish it could.
No, that'd be cool. Another thing I wanted to ask is that I've been hearing there's no new guidelines going around for weapon props at the cons. Do you know a little more about that?
I have actually worked for other cons. Basically what it is any prop that looks like it is a firearm, like in the case of mine, you really want to have an orange tip on it because what if an officer actually comes in here or is around and they think it's real, you're going to have a whole lot of problems.
Sure.
So, in my case, I have flown to Boston. I'm from Chicago area. I've flown from Chicago to Boston, Boston back. If you have any prop weapons, doesn't matter what it is, if you have to fly with it, get an actual gun case. It will help protect the prop, but make sure you declare it. That way you do not run into a problem with TSA and all that.
Okay.
But, side note, it's easier for me to travel with my props because I am also licensed by state of Indiana as a concealed firearms carrier.
Okay.
I actually have a license to carry concealed firearms.
Oh, that okay. That's a
It helps.
that's a good tip. Any other cosplay tips for potential cosplayers out there?
Just honestly be nice to each other because you honestly don't know what that person may be going through. And just have fun.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for your time. This is Nick, still at Daishocon, still doing interviews for Unapologetic Geek Out on iTunes. I'm here with...
Michelle. And Frankie.
And you are cosplaying as, respectively...
Morgan from Dragon Age Inquisition. And I am Lilith. I am a certain pink skin from the first Borderlands video game.
Two of my favorite female video game characters. Absolutely love it. What a great cosplay design. What went into making these costumes? We'll start with you.
I do a lot of armor and stuff, so I wanted something a little more delicate. It's just kind of out of my comfort zone. I do enjoy the Dragon Age universe, so I decided to go with Morgan.
I would say you don't look out of your comfort zone at all. You're really good in it. It's a great design. What's it made out of?
I've got a little bit of Warbla, some resin casting, and some leather and satin.
Do you do a lot of leather working yourself?
Yes, I do.
We get a lot of doing interviews all day, and all the people, the different mechanical skills they have, the leather working, it's really cool. I guess I'll switch over to you. So, what your cosplay? What is it made out of here? It looks like you got some sort of jacket. Did you get this at a Goodwiller?
Mostly everything was majorly all sewing. I think the hardest piece was probably this one because I had to make it completely out of scratch with difficult fabrics, and it's kind of a mess. But the most important part about any Borderlands costume, I would have to say, is the cell shading, because you can't really have a Borderlands costume without the cell shading. You just need to look like you came out of a comic book, and I think that's what really makes the costume what it is.
Yeah, and you have the what did you use for the marks to make it your skin look like it's kind of cell shaded?
A lot of liquid eyeliner and sometimes Sharpie markers, depending on what place, just because it's gonna stay on all day, so you need it to kind of last. Waterproof eyeliner as well. So.
Wow, that's great. I gotta ask. I've been doing interviews all day, and apparently one of the hardest things in cosplaying apparently is the hair and wigs. Is you guys doing something special with your hair, or is it kind of a nightmare?
This is all of my real hair. So this
is real hair. Did you dye it for it?
Oh well, I mean this is what I look like in real life. But
okay.
Yeah, it's just pink. So I made it work.
Have you guys cosplayed before? I'm guessing.
Oh yes, definitely. We usually go to all the cons together. So.
Okay. So what are some previous characters you cosplayed as?
I have also done previous Borderlands characters. I've also done Maya from Borderlands, Gage from Borderlands. I've also done a different Morrigan from Dragon Age. So just mostly Borderlands stuff, I'd say.
Oh, cool. And you?
Recently I've done a Vi from League of Legends. I've also done some other Borderlands, Gage and Athena. So many. Assassin's Creed. I've done some Assassin's Creed.
What's been the highlight for the con for you so far at this particular con?
Definitely the community here. It's definitely a smaller con, which means you could get more of a connection with the other cosplayers that attend here, which has been very, very nice because at the bigger cons, you don't really have a chance to do that.
How about you, a highlight?
Well, we got in this morning, and we've just been kind of walking around. We haven't really done much as far as events or panels, except for the masquerade. So I would probably have to say the masquerade. But, I mean, there's a lot of really great costumes here for a small convention, and I was really surprised.
Is there anything you're still looking forward to for the con? Any events or anything like that?
We're basically just getting ready for all of the cons for next year. This is our costume season where we just start to build everything for next year. So that's what we're doing.
So you're in your build phase. Okay. Thank you so much for your time, guys.
Absolutely, yes.
Great,
Wonderful meeting you.
Great meeting you. Great talking with you.
This is Nick. We're still at Daishocon. Somehow we're still at Daishocon. They haven't kicked us out yet, and I'm here with my co-host.
It's Travis.
And he'll be popping on this interview, hopefully, a little bit. And we are here with...
Kelly Main.
And you run Kelly Main.
Kelly Main Illustration.
I was looking at some of your stuff over on your booth. Some really cool stuff. I was interested to know what it's like working as an artist in Artist Alley. What's that like?
It's actually a lot of fun. I used to go be an attendee mostly for all cons. I've done this probably my third or fourth anime convention, and it's kind of a more relaxed experience, believe it or not, because I get to enjoy everyone. Because I love seeing all the cosplays, so it's really nice seeing everyone walk past me. So I get to see the whole convention without actually having to walk around and rush and fight the lines and everything. So
it's just a parade for you.
Yeah, it's basically like a cosplay parade, and but being able to sit at my own booth.
You throw some Tootsie Rolls at some Deadpools. I get that. I also noticed that you said it's illustrations and animation. Did I read that right?
Yeah, my business card says illustration and animation. I can't sell animation at cons, so everything I do here is illustration. But I do my day job is I do a lot of animation work for apps and things. So I try to promote that as things I can also do.
Oh, cool. Any apps anyone would know or?
Nothing that's currently released, but my startup company is called Axolotl Interactive, and right now we're working on one or two mobile games. So otherwise, we do a lot of client work too.
That's great. You're the first animator we've had on an interview, so that's cool. Could you describe that process a little bit for us?
Yeah, so I mean, it really depends on what the end product is. There's various things to do it. When I'm just animating for fun, I'm definitely a Flash nostalgic. As much as crap it gets, it's really nice to do all the roughs in there.
I hear from everyone, Flash is the worst piece of shit, but yet everyone I know who does anything with animation, they use Flash. So it's like a weird love and hate relationship. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, if you want, I can talk about Flash a lot. It's definitely understandable. It's completely dead for anything programming is whatsoever, but it's still the vector-based drawing tools. Nothing beats it right now. Otherwise, and then I end up exporting everything to After Effects, and it works out really well.
Yeah, we're both big fans of any types of animation. We really like that. Do you cosplay at all, or have you cosplayed before at the cons?
I used to a lot when I was in high school, a little bit of freshman year college, and then college life. I had no time or money to do that, and I'm actually just starting to get back into it now. I haven't started making anything, but I have friends that are into it, and it's kind of re-inspired me to get back into it.
Sure. What did you cosplay as previously?
My first cosplay was Riku from Final Fantasy X. We had a Final Fantasy group. Otherwise, I did Roll Casket from Mega Man Legends, and my favorite cosplay is I made an entire Varia suit of Samus, but it was completely out duct tape.
Oh, really? Okay, that's great. What are some of the harder challenges of running a booth at Artist Alley? What are some of the obstacles you run into?
The biggest thing is just knowing what people want, what's going to sell. Something I was just talking about with my partner at my booth is at Chicago Comic Con, I had a Deadpool stuff, and I was expecting that to be the most popular because it's the most comic related thing. Sure. But Pokemon was the most popular. But here at the anime convention, Deadpool is actually more popular.
Really? Wow, that's strange.
That's a bit weird.
We did see a lot of Deadpools running around though.
Saw a pack of Deadpools.
A gaggle of Deadpools. A pride. What group term?
An asshole.
An asshole of Deadpools. I think that would be the correct term. So yeah, that's interesting. What's been the most popular item for this con specifically?
Besides the Deadpool stuff, Cookie Cat stickers from Steven Universe. That's huge.
Oh my god, I love Cookie Cat! Oh, okay. Me and him, I just got him hooked on it too. Mm-hmm. We're the biggest Steven Universe fans. You have Steven Universe merch like the Cookie Cat? Do you have anything else Steven Universe?
I also have Malachite. So I have a really twisted Malachite pose. I love it. It's fun.
That's great.
So I just have one little question. Everything we've seen here, the people are all great. Have you had any actual problems with any of the counters around?
No, not at all. everything here has been completely great. It's been my first Daishocon. Like, this has been, like, probably, like, a really great experience all around. I have no complaints.
That's what I keep hearing. I haven't had anyone say they had a bad experience with a customer, a fan, an interviewer, or anything. Or it seems like the whole con is made of a great group of community. Other than the fact that as soon as it snowed, a bunch of dicks got drawn on my car in the snow. So obviously some jerk is here, but he's hiding.
Well,
So
it was probably a Deadpool. Let's
it was
face
probably one of the Deadpools. Well, that would make sense. We catch it on the security cams later. So yeah, what's been your favorite? You probably haven't been up and around to see much, but what was your favorite thing for the con this year?
That's hard to say because I haven't been up and around as much. I think every convention has vendor halls. Even though this vendor hall at this Pacific Con is a lot smaller than most, it has a lot more variety than the ones I've been to. So there's not like 10 booths of the same thing. So I really enjoyed that they actually have a good mesh of things. Same with the Artist Alley.
Yeah, I was looking at that too. I noticed like a bunch of different themed flasks that were there that were actually really cool and stuff like that. Yeah, it was a lot of variety. And I remember I was at KitsudaCon like a couple years ago, and they ran into that problem where almost all the booths were so similar.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't really buy anything that was like completely different than the other thing. So yeah, I see what you're saying there. Anything you want to? We have your card and we'll put it up on our page. But is there anything you want to promote on the podcast real quick?
Specifically, I'm completely available for commissions on my website. You can contact me through my email, Tumblr, Facebook. I check those, and digital commissions are great. I can even do like animated stuff. Otherwise, I do have a Society 6 where I throw up all my illustrations, and you can, made to order whatever you like on there.
Thank you so much. Thank you again so much for your time. It was an absolute pleasure to meet you. Have a nice day. Have a nice rest of your con. Okay, this is Nick again. Still doing interviews at Daishocon. Oh my God. Anyway, I'm here with
Kaylin,
Amara, and Carly.
I'll start off with you. Are you cosplaying as something in particular?
I'm cosplaying as Castiel from Supernatural.
Oh, yes, you are. Oh, my God, I can totally see it. Yeah, now I see it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard for me with the gender bend ones to figure it out. Also, I got in trouble the other day because I commented, a guy said that, like, oh, man, that's a great Kingpin costume. It was just a fat guy in a suit. That was embarrassing. So, but yeah, you a big fan, Supernatural fan?
I love it. It's really good.
Yes, very, very popular with the female demographic, I'm sure. My friend, actually, my co-host, watches it all the time. He's sick right now, otherwise he'd be down here with me. And he could rap more with it about, I tried to get through the first season, and the guys are pretty enough, but they're not pretty enough for me, like... Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite brother? Sam or Dean? Can
I do both?
You have 30 seconds. Sam or Dean? Sam or Dean?
The Dean.
Dean. Oh, yeah. You fucked up.
Sam all the way.
You fucked up, Sam. Okay.
Both?
Yeah, no, the interview's done with you. I'm gonna move on.
Oh God, I just. Oh.
Yeah. You don't get to talk anymore. Just kidding. Just kidding. Feel free to talk. What are you guys looking forward to still for the con, like tomorrow? I know it's almost done, but is there anything left that you're looking forward to do?
Actually, we're just here for today.
Oh, you're just here for today?
Yeah. School trip. Yeah.
Oh, you're on a school trip. What school do you go to?
North High School.
Oh, that's cool. So what is the coolest thing you've seen so far, then?
One of the cosplayers, there was Sebastian and CL. They were like the cutest couple. It was great.
Oh, that's great. How about you?
My big thing is I've been going around to like everybody that is League of Legends and just getting them in pictures. And the coolest one I think I've seen has been a Snow Bunny Nidalee.
I just did an interview a couple hours ago with Ace from League of Legends, an Ace cosplayer. And how about you? What's you been most excited about? What's the coolest thing you've seen?
Well, I've seen a lot of like 10th Doctor cosplays, and I've found them like they look really much like the 10th Doctor, and I found that really cool.
Oh yeah, that must be a new one. I haven't seen a lot of Doctor Who fans. I've seen a lot of Deadpools. Have you guys seen all the Deadpools?
There was a room full of them.
Full of Deadpools. There's like a whole Deadpool core here. Is this your first con that you guys are going to?
Yes, it is the first one.
First one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
For everyone? Okay,
yes.
It's your first con. Okay, has it been living up to your expectations? You guys having fun?
Oh
yeah. It's beyond fun.
God, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. What's your favorite anime?
Black Butler.
I actually haven't watched any anime,
Or
but I
Soul
do
Eater.
like nerdy things, like of Doctor Who throughout.
Sure. Okay, what's your favorite show?
That's really difficult. I love Supernatural, but I also love Doctor Who.
Okay. How about you? Favorite anime?
Parasite the Maxim.
Oh, okay, cool. What was the coolest cosplay you guys have seen? Like the most intricate, like one? Because I've been seeing everything around here. I've seen Deadpool, Pyramid Head Deadpool. I saw yesterday. Well, he isn't around today, but yesterday was a fully functional Big Daddy suit. The drill went around. It actually moved. It was awesome. I couldn't interview the guy because he couldn't take that shit off. And,
All the Homestuck characters, they have like everybody with all the horns and staves, and it's just really cool. I like all of them.
I would have to say the most like intricate and one that probably was the most like put into time was when I was earlier in the day to get a signing with a YouTuber. There was a Talon, which is a League of Legends thing, but Talon, it took her like almost a year to make, and it's like you've put all that time in just for this convention. That's really cool, and it was all like every part was made by her and like handcrafted. So I think that was probably one of the most interesting things. Otherwise, it was like this fully functional like robot suit this guy was wearing. It was really cool.
Anyway, nice talking to you. Thank you for your time. You guys have a good day and a good con. I'll see you around. This is Nick, still at Daishocon, still doing interviews, and I'm here with
Bethany.
Nice to meet you, Bethany. I saw your Korra cosplay, book for Korra, if I'm not mistaken. My personal favorite look for Korra, and I just had to see if I can get a good interview with you. So thank you for taking the time with me. First question: what went into making this costume?
Well, I took a lot of materials just found around my room, and I kind of just put it all together. I got a lot of things from like thrift stores and stuff, and I just kind of modified it all.
Very cool. Have you cosplayed previously?
Yes, I have.
As certain characters?
Like Elsa, Castiel, Rick Grimes. Usually it's a bunch of boys, so it's a little different being a girl again.
Comic book Rick Grimes or TV show Rick Grimes?
TV show.
TV show, yeah. That's what everyone knows it from. Do you have a Facebook account or something so the listeners can see, like...
I have a Tumblr.
You have a Tumblr? Okay, well, you want to pimp your Tumblr real quick?
It's Klutzy Cosplay, and there's a little dash in between both of them, and it's spelt with a C.
I like the name.
Thank you.
I'm guessing, have you seen Janet Varney at all today?
I did. I got her autograph and a photo with her, and it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
She signed an artwork that I bought from the alley. It was like a Korra artwork.
Yeah.
And she wrote "Love is Love" on it. And it was
I got the same thing.
Yeah, it was just so sweet.
You must have been there ahead of me because I was doing interviews. I got there late because I actually was doing an interview with Janet Varney 5 minutes before she went off in the autograph. She was nice enough. I ran into her, and she was nice enough to do the podcast for me. How awesome is that?
That is so cool. She's like the sweetest person ever.
She's the coolest person ever. I'm thinking about titling the next episode, Janet is Awesome, and also stuff from Daishocon.
Yeah, she's just so great.
So, who's your favorite character from Legend of Korra?
Korra.
Mine too.
I also really like just all of them. Asami. Oh, I love Jinora. She's amazing.
How about in that book 3 finale when you realize Jinora, the head shave, she looks like Aang?
Oh, yes. That was just mind-blowing.
Korra gets the tear, and then I'm like, oh, why are these tears leaving my eyes? Like,
yeah, so many feels.
It's not tears, this is just manly testosterone leaking out my eyes. Don't look away.
Yeah, basically.
So, what's your favorite season of Korra?
So far, book 4, but I have not seen the ending, so no spoilers.
Oh, you haven't seen the ending yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I just haven't had a chance.
So ruins my completely next question. So right off the bat.
I know that Korra becomes canon.
Okay, so what's your favorite relationship then? Makora, Kurosami, what's that?
Kurosami.
I don't think I've gotten a Makora the whole day, to be completely honest. And I'm not one either. Kurosami for life.
Right. Thank
Thank you so much. It's like, I've never had someone interview me before, so this is such an honor.
That's great. I'm your first interviewer? Oh my, that's so special to me. All right, now it's the moment you've all been waiting for. It is the Janet Varney interview. I know you've been waiting patiently, or you've skipped ahead because you saw it in the timetable. Shame on you, for shame. But yes, here it is, Janet Varney in all her glory. And if Janet, if you're listening, thank you so much for doing this. It was so cool of her. I'd like to say that Janet, this podcast is pretty much brought to you by Janet Varney.
I believe it is. She's gonna get a note in the credits at this point.
Yeah, definitely. Special guest, producer of the podcast. I got so much content from not only her. I learned so much from just watching her talk and talk about podcasting on her podcast, the JV Club, which I listen to all the time. I learned so much, and I got to interview all our fans waiting for her to sign stuff. I got to interview. What a great interview environment, because we got to cut down on the noise because it was quieter in the hall. I wasn't in the way of anybody, and she was kind enough to let me interview people at both autograph signings. So she might be my new favorite person ever.
Unfortunately, I missed most of her Q&As from being interested in other things, but when I went to the I'm the Avatar Q&A, she's a great person. She's so down to earth. She knows exactly who she's talking to and how to talk back to them.
Oh yeah, she referenced Firefly, Doctor Who, Spirited Away. She had actually a great idea of a Korra crossover with Spirited Away. That I'm like, oh man, that's a great idea. I would love to see that animation style with Korra.
Yeah, she's impressive when she shocked a room of cosplayers with that idea. The fact that she was the one that thought up of that, and they were like, why weren't we the ones that thought of that before?
Yeah, she out-nerded them. It was great. Man, mad props. Anyway, here's the interview. Enjoy, guys. This was a great fun to record. This is Nick, Daishocon, and I'm here with the lovely, when I say lovely, I mean really lovely, Janet Varney. It's actually, it's a shame. This is the first time I'm actually regretting it's an audio-only podcast because you are so lovely.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much. I feel overwhelmed.
Anyway, this is a quick interview. I actually have my interview questions written on a waitress's check that she gave me. So let me just run through something here. I just came from your one of your Q&As, and you have such a casual way of talking with fans, and I feel like you transfer that over to your podcast as well. You have such a casual feel. I think that's the main reason people open up to you the way you do. Do you want to elaborate on how you just feel comfortable talking with people?
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think I would enjoy doing it if I were more formal. And I guess somewhere in my mind I came to understand pretty quickly that you shouldn't do something in a format that you're not going to enjoy doing for a million years if you're planning on staying with it. So, yeah, to me it just felt like the more personal and casual, the better.
You do a lot of voice work, podcasts, a lot of stuff with your voice. I'm always interested to know people who talk a lot for a living. Do you have any food or drinks that soothe your voice? Do you have any voice comfort food, anything like that?
I would say I got most of my advice from Jennifer Hale, who does a lot more voiceover work than I do and really has to take care of herself. And that is, she does drink hot water with lemon. There's a certain kind of sort of throat drop or throat spray that I can't remember the name of that is, homeopathic that people recommend. But also drinking plenty of water and not going out in a con type environment, or really anytime you have to speak a lot the next day, you don't realize how much you have to shout just to say the words, "Hi, how are you?" until you have to use your voice the next day.
Oh, I totally get that. I'm a big fan of Jennifer Hale myself, Femship for life. I know what you mean about the water. I've been doing interviews the whole day, and I just went down to the restaurant, and I was like, "Oh, give me a burger and a pitcher of water. Yeah. Just give me the whole pitcher. You're just by yourself, sir. Give me the pitcher." I would be remiss if my listeners, if they would just skewer me if I didn't ask them a Korra question or two. So if I can't express how much I enjoyed your performance as Korra for Book 4 in particular, because of the portrayal of PTSD and depression
your character was, and it's so much harder to portray that with just your voice. It was really a great transformation for that character to watch, and you as an actor to watch. Usually I'm more associated you with comedy, but to see you be able to pull that out of yourself, it was really a thing to watch. Did that have any inspiration from your early life, or what was the inspiration for that?
Yeah, I don't feel like I need a whole lot of prep time to be able to connect with what it feels like to be scared or depressed. I mean, I think anybody who's gone through anything, even if they just are a sensitive person or a sensitive kid, I mean, we all have that stuff happen to us. The question is, how do you move through it, and can you access that feeling again if you need to? That's just not, that was not hard for me at all. And also, it seems like it's just me, but I think that the animation goes such a long way in completing that picture, that I'm probably just supporting the action that you're seeing more than you realize.
Thank you so much for your time, Janet.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, I'll see you in the autograph panel.
Okay,
thank you so much.
Oh, and a last minute addition here. We also have another celebrity guest, a celebrity correspondent at the con. Owen Wilson was nice enough to appear for us. So I'm live now with Owen Wilson. Owen, are you there?
Yeah, hi. Thanks, Nick, for having me out to Daishocon. First of all, I want to say every time I open my mouth to do my own voice, I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to do it, so we'll see how it goes. A lot of great people dressed up as some weird stuff here, but cool. Some costumes. Haven't seen anybody dressed up from Shanghai Noon yet, but, the day is young. And, I'm just going to chill out and hopefully meet some nice people.
Okay, that's great. Thanks, Owen. We really appreciate it. For those of you who don't know, that was actually not Owen Wilson.
What do you mean it wasn't?
Believe it or not, we did not get Owen Wilson for that. It was actually our buddy Janet again, doing a quick Owen Wilson impression for us. So that was great. It's actually interesting to see her do the voice in person, because I love to see her voice change, her mouth move in a weird way in order to accomplish that voice. So that was great. What a treat. Thank you. You're such a good sport, Janet. Again, what a great interview, great podcaster, great voice actor, and a great comedian. Absolutely love Janet. Love everything she does.
So I think we can all just take a moment to, give a round of applause for the Avatar.
Give a round of applause for the Avatar. Yes, I think it's our duty that our next episode, in honor of Janet just helping us out, I think our next podcast should be Avatar centric.
You think that should be our next in the cycle?
Yeah. Send us some Avatar questions through our Facebook or our Gmail account, and we'll answer them on the air. We're also doing a new thing that I'd like to make a regular thing if it permits. If you're listening to us on iTunes, if you're listening to it on iTunes and you'd like to write a review, if it's a 5-star review, I will read it word for word. Whatever you want to put in. It could be a plug for whatever it is, ever you want. It's something funny you want me to say. If you want me to read it in a different voice, I'll do that. I'm known to do a couple impressions, so I can do that. If you want me to read off how much I suck, I will do that as well. As long as you put that 5-star review up there, I'm a man of my word. Am I not, Travis?
Well, I don't know about that, but I will at least make sure you do it. As a disclaimer, that's just Nick. I will just be sitting in the background, watching him, making sure he does not skip anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. That's gonna be me alone, but I'm all you need for something like that. Yeah. Catch our next Avatar episode, and we'll see you next week, guys.